Bring it up. I mean, how gorgeous is that? Hey there, Jeff Manchester, Manchester Music. Welcome. In this video, I want to spotlight a really cool company called Felt Instruments. Fun fact, Tomek, who runs and is the father, if you read the documentation of Felt Instruments, he emailed me a while ago and I never read it. And then I saw their amazing ads on Facebook and Tremolo was involved and things like that. And I reached out being like, hey, I love your products. Can I talk about them on my channel? And he's like, yeah, actually, I messaged you a long time ago. Never responded. So I'm finally getting to it. And I'm really happy that I did see their marketing because the libraries are beautiful. And that's kind of my judgment right out of the, I'm not really reviewing these. I want to show you how cool I think they are. They make a few things. I'm only going to show you the piano and the cello. Lecco is the piano. And then there's Cello, there's viola and violin as well, and there's a guitar or something plucked. I'm not really sure. I still have to check that one out. But these are the ones that I think are most interesting to me. And I just did a video on a couple sample libraries that I really love, and I wanted to get your suggestions on what else I should check out. And a few people have mentioned Felt. So here we are. I'm listening and I'm learning. And let's play through the piano first, and I'll explore kind of the coolest stuff about it. And then let's explore the cello, and I'll talk about the coolest stuff about that. And then we just close out the video. Cool? Simple? All right. So let's first start with the piano. The interfaces are really unique. They're very simple, very easy to understand. And one of the interesting things about these UI is that they will change based on what you're doing here. So you can kind of understand what you're softening. Let's say if you rein in the attack, the block kind of shaves off there. Echo, if you bring this up, I'm scrolling up with my mouse. Does that. Reverb, this kind of changes and gets more three-dimensional, kind of introducing, I guess, space, right? Acoustic information around the sound source. So that's kind of a nice way to interact with the library. Going over here will get you the playing styles or articulations. For example, we start here in sustains. I'm just going to stop talking and play some piano here. So as you can hear, this is very kind of reminiscent of some of the pianos that I love, right? Una corda, stuff that Niels Fram plays, noir. This is still that kind of prepared piano feel. You can hear the key noises, you can hear creaking, you hear the pedal kind of get depressed and kind of bounce around. So it's really a very kind of human, creaky piano full of vibe and tone. And that's just the sustains, right? That's what a piano sounds like. But the nice thing is, once you go under the hood here and try out these other articulations, you really get a whole other kind of style. I'm going to keep going here with tremolo. Takes a moment to load. We're not in contact. That's one of the kind of downsides, is that it's kind of tough to see what the key range is, the playing range. I believe this piano was recorded without its kind of very lowest octave, so you'll kind of find the keys you can't play when you get to them. But anyway, waiting for that to load. It's loaded. Let's have a listen to tremolo, which sounds a little bit like some of the tools inside of Olafur Arnold's, I think one of his Evos, his piano Evo, and also Noir has like a similar kind of thing. Check it out. Just going to put my hands down on all the C's here. From it'll tell you the note range C1 to C6. So that's tremolo. And if we go to muted shorts, they sound like this. The harder I hit, the more kind of open the notes sound. So just know that. And now this is where things get interesting with Sunrise, Yellow Dreams, Tears in the Rain. Let's go Tears in the Rain. Let's just kind of cut to the chase. Obviously the UI changes. It's now kind of yellow, and we're in a kind of totally different world with this one, which I love. And if I move the mod wheel, it says rainfall intensity plus vocal pads. Have a listen. So this is all the way down. I mean, how gorgeous is that? Just stunning. I mean, we started with a very simple kind of piano thing, and now we have a really beautiful kind of pad for underscoring. Let's go for Yellow Dreams here, which is a problem I had as a child. Not funny. And again, it's just because I've activated the mod wheel that we suddenly get this kind of burst. So I'm going to start with it down and then go up. So again, the real kind of magic of sampling here, it sounds gorgeous. Let's go one more with fade in, and then I'll explore a little bit more about the UI. We'll play with some more parameters, then we'll go to the cello. So here is fade in. So just really gorgeous, very kind of Boards of Canada E, which is nice. I'm going to go back to the sustains so we can kind of show off some of the effects here. We have an EQ section where we can add, I guess, the sound of a preamp. We can bring things up and down here. You just click on the background to exit. There's 3 different echo types. These are, I think, kind of delay styles. And of course, just clicking on it doesn't really do much. We have to kind of turn things up here, but have a listen. So it can get pretty resonant pretty quickly. Let's try the second echo type. It's more of a slap back. Third one. Just gonna bring it all the way up here. Three different reverb types. Let's bring it mostly to wet here all the way. Let's bring echo down actually. Let's turn noise on. And the player as well. Bring the player in. One thing I like to do a lot is I'll usually go over here and soften the attack. I hear this everywhere when I'm listening to like Ozark or some kind of big cable, I guess not a cable show, it's a streaming show, but those kind of prestigious kind of cable, big shows, they'll often have a piano, but we've all heard a piano 1,000 times. So what they'll do is they'll kind of soften the attack of it. So you're getting the notes, but we're almost in like kind of pad territory. Let me turn this off here. Might be too much of an attack on that. Let's bring it down a little less. So just really easy to understand instrument, simple to use, beautiful sounding, obviously, once you get into the pads and the other kind of playing styles. Really lovely. Let's switch over to the cello, which is a whole different kind of beast, but you get the same kind of spirit here no matter what he's sampling. I'm going to start at the start with arc. This is the basic kind of articulation that you'll start with when you open this plugin. You'll see the UI is very consistent, right? Attack, release, echo, reverb. But this time we have players, so you can control how many kind of, people are playing stuff back as you play the articulations back. And you can kind of pare it down a little bit. And you can also, as far as I know here, you can change the panning position and also, I guess, their individual loudness over here. And then you've got some microphone stuff. Because we're dealing with a cello, it's a little bit more elaborate. I'm just going to play some random stuff again, not trying to impress anyone, just trying to give you a sense of what this library sounds like. So the notes go on a little longer the harder I press down on the keys, and they're a little shorter, obviously, the softer I am with my own velocity control here. That was a very soft kind of hit. This is going to be a little harder. But they just sound really great coming out of the box. Once we go down to this section here, you can actually pair and mix and match different playing styles. So you can see we can either start here with the square and just get one articulation. Here we get two, so we get a nice blend between two of them. And if we want, we can actually get three. We can click to select another articulation here. Let's go for tremolo bursts. Just takes a moment to load, and then you're in business. And of course, we have Divisi, which people who love string libraries will be familiar with what that is. We have our reverbs, our delay types again, and of course we have our EQ section here. I'm just going to kind of play some random things, put my foot down on the sustain pedal, and shut up. Just really lovely, lovely stuff. Let's go to pointless sustains. And this would just be perfect for horror or something really creepy. And then when I get the mod wheel involved, we get some extra layers of sound, a kind of new palette here. So the mod wheel's all the way up, so we get that kind of brushed pointless. And going back down, it's more attacky and plucky. Let's try these trills. So to me, this is like a lot of what Spitfire does, right? They have LCO, they have like the Evo grids, but this is much cheaper. And, it's a little indie company, so it kind of feels good to support this kind of smaller player, smaller fish, with no disrespect at all. But I mean, that's just the bottom line here. So if you liked what you heard, I think that the entry to get into these tools is super reasonable. The price is super reasonable. And what you can do with the cello, you can also do with the viola and the violin. And I'm going to check out more stuff by these guys because I have a few more things in the Pulse library to kind of go through. But I thought I'd spotlight a company that, I need to get better at spotlighting, like indie companies that are doing really cool things, but of course the bigger players usually get most of the attention. Thank you so much for watching. I'm curious to know what you thought of these libraries, if you have them, if there's something that you go to in articulation, or maybe I didn't cover something hard enough and there's a really cool effect that I need to learn more about that I should check out. Please let me know. And thanks to Tomek for giving me a chance to try these libraries out. Take care.